Jamaica's economic recovery is often celebrated as a major success story, with much of the praise going to Andrew Holness. But, let's set the record straight. The foundation of this transformation wasn't laid in 2016. It began much earlier under the leadership of Portia Simpson Miller, Dr. Peter Phillips, and the People's National Party. Today, we'll uncover the true story behind Jamaica's recovery, expose the misplaced credit, and shine a light on the leadership that truly made it possible. When Portia Simpson Miller took office in 2012, succeeding Andrew Holness of the Jamaica Labour Party, who had been in office since October 2011, Jamaica was facing an economic disaster. Our debt-to-GDP ratio was a staggering 137.93%, and no one wanted to lend us a dime. International lenders had lost faith in Jamaica, largely due to the failure of the previous administration under Finance Minister Audley Shaw, who had failed 6 IMF tests, abandoned the IMF agreement, and missed every target. Let's not forget, it was Audley Shaw and the Jamaica Labour Party who brought us back to the IMF, after former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson had proudly said goodbye to the institution in 1995. Despite inheriting this dire situation, Portia Simpson Miller, alongside her Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips, turned things around. Together, they successfully passed 7 consecutive IMF tests, restoring Jamaica's credibility on the global stage. By the time Portia left office in 2016, Jamaica's economy had grown cumulatively by 3%, signaling a steady recovery and laying a solid foundation for future progress. Portia didn't wait for a miracle. She took decisive action, flying to the United States to personally plead Jamaica's case to international leaders and also to China to explore avenues for economic support and partnerships. During her visit to China, a notable outcome was the signing of 4 agreements between Jamaica and China, encompassing economic and technical cooperation, infrastructure development, and educational initiatives. These agreements were pivotal in advancing Jamaica's economic development and fostering stronger ties with one of the world's largest economies. Her determination paid off in 2013 when her administration secured the Extended Fund Facility (EFF) agreement with the International Monetary Fund. This agreement wasn't just about getting a loan, it was about restoring Jamaica's credibility on the global stage. Prime Minister Simpson Miller's proactive approach to engaging with international partners demonstrated her commitment to sustainable development and growth, ensuring Jamaica's progress was firmly on track. Under Portia's leadership, the debt-to-GDP ratio fell from 137.93% in 2012 to 122.66% by 2016, a reduction of over 15 percentage points in just 4 years. Her administration implemented tough but necessary reforms, including wage freezes and tax adjustments. However, Portia Simpson Miller didn't just impose these measures without consideration. She also took the time to have real, honest conversations with them, explaining the country's dire economic situation and the sacrifices needed to secure a better future. This approach demonstrated her empathy and commitment to fairness during one of Jamaica's most challenging periods. Unlike others, Portia didn't forget the people. She introduced social protection programs to shield Jamaica's most vulnerable from the harshest effects of austerity. Her focus wasn't just on the numbers, it was always on the people. Then came Andrew Holness in 2016, stepping into an economy that was already on the path to recovery. But instead of acknowledging the groundwork laid before him, Holness took all the credit while continuing the same IMF-driven policies Portia had initiated. Sure, the debt-to-GDP ratio dropped further from 122.66% in 2016 to 75.5% in 2023, but let's not forget, this success was built on Portia's foundation. Holness inherited a framework that was already working. What did he add? More austerity, with little regard for the hardships faced by the Jamaican people. Here's the difference. Portia Simpson Miller led during a crisis, taking bold steps to stabilize a sinking ship. Andrew Holness, on the other hand, coasted on her efforts, reaping the benefits of a system he didn't build. Holness's administration even exited the IMF program in 2019. But that wasn't because of a new approach. It was because Portia's policies had done the heavy lifting. And let's talk about the cost. Under Holness's tenure, austerity measures continued to hit public sector workers and services. Healthcare and education suffers, and poverty remains a persistent issue. While the debt ratio improved on paper, the quality of life for many Jamaicans did not. Jamaica's economic recovery isn't the work of one administration. It's the result of hard choices made by Portia Simpson Miller and her government. Choices that rebuilt trust with international partners and set Jamaica on the path to fiscal stability. Andrew Holness benefited from these reforms, but the true credit belongs to Portia and the People's National Party. Don't let the narrative be twisted. Know the facts and recognize the leadership that truly prioritized the people. Jamaica's recovery wasn't built on empty promises or self-serving praise. It was forged through bold decisions and genuine care for the nation's future. Share this video and stand with the truth. Thanks for watching and see you next time.